Hello and welcome to Shelley's Sacred Space and our Tarot Tidbits. We are starting the Suit of Cups. Now, a reminder, we are looking at 4 decks and comparing the similarities and differences for a better understanding of the card. We start with the Coleman Smith Rider-Waite Radiant version. We have the Fifth Spirit Tarot, the Somnia Tarot, and the Green Witch Tarot. Let's take a look at the ace. So the ace represents new beginnings. It represents the presentation from source, from the divine. It's the connection with divine that's going to be expressed out into you and into the world. The water connects with our emotions, our intuition, our feelings, our heart-centered. Depending on the cards around this card, you may be questioning whether or not something is heart-centered. You may be wondering the motives behind it. So it may not feel like it's the gift that it's supposed to be. The cups represent nurturing, and it's a feminine energy, and it, of course, is connected to water. What I'd like to point out with water is we have the flow, but we also have struggle. So in these Ace of Cups, it definitely looks like it's flowing. In this one, we have a representation of a bit of struggle with the fish because the fish is coming upstream, and that's okay. In here, we have the lily pads that have flowered, which indicates connecting with enlightenment and having the resilience to get there, not settling for just being under the water or being in the commonality of everything. The ace does represent stepping out and standing up for you. Now, in this one, we have the representation of water. In these two, we have the Eucharist, which is the little wafer there. And here we have 25 of these little, they almost look like droplets, but they're actually yod. Here we have 7. And in this one, you actually have them colored in red, so it looks like blood. That's the connection to the divine. Your dove is also a connection to purity, divinity, communication. So that indicates that this is coming from the divine. This new beginning with this new emotion and feeling is sent from the divine. What is noted is that even though these are individual cups or wells, the water is going into a pool. Now, what that tells me is even though it's your individuality, it's going into the collective. We, as a collective, all have intuition, emotions, feelings, and we've all felt the same feelings, the same emotions. We all have the ability to do that. Now, this one is a well, and as you can see, it's overflowing, and it's overflowed so much that it's now connecting to the water source behind it. So it is really interesting that you know that it's individual, but going into the collective. It's not just you by yourself. And then in this one, we have some clouds around. We do have the light, the sun coming here, which again indicates that this is being sent from source. The clouds, though, are an indication, a reminder that we might not see it as it is. We can get distracted and get caught into those emotions and into those feelings and not understand the bigger picture about them. So it is a reminder, don't get stuck in one way, just going upstream, struggling all the time. You can, if you open up and if you allow that energy to come through you, you can see more of the bigger picture and you can be part of that. Now let's look at the number 2. So as you can see, the 2 indicates partnerships. It's about heart-centered partnerships. A lot of times it can be a romantic partnership, but it does not have to be. But what it does indicate is it's that partnership based in feelings and emotions, not just financial or a merging of thoughts. It's a deeper connection. Now, it does also represent emotional balance, repairing of friendships. It can also indicate competition depending on the cards that are around it. It can represent harmony and the loss of connection. Now, what's interesting here, in our Coleman Smith Rider-Waite, we have 2 people. You also have this, which is indicating communication. And you have the wings, which is about protection and cooperation and intellect, along with the emotional. So it's a deeper level. It's not just emotional, but it is that communication, that connection, and that it's a relationship that's needed and meant to be at this time. In this one, we have the 2 cups, we have the 2 knots, we also have the sun and the moon at the bottom. This is a great card to represent the polarities. So it's not just about merging, it's also about the opposite ends of the same thing, which is where you get the cooperation in there, right? When you have the opposite ends, you could go extremely one way or extreme the other way. Having this card come up talks about coming to the middle. All right, this one again, you have a couple. The water is covering, like overarching them, just representing again the melding, the coming together. And for me, with the water coming down on either side, it almost looks like it's framing them and protecting them. And then in here, we have the 2 in front of a house. So for this one, it looks more about a relationship, partnership with, and it could be a home or a business. I feel like it's more of a home in this instance. And in our Rider-Waite, we do have a house in the background. So it does represent that personal relationship as opposed to a business relationship. Doesn't mean you don't have this come up in a business fold. just stating that that relationship that you have with your partner in that business is deeper and stronger than just the business. So that is the ace and the two. Thank you so much for joining me for that. We will look at the three and the four in our next video. Until then, bye for now.